Wow, I had my mic muted for like I was talking for about 20 seconds, and I was just making sure everything was okay. But we are good now. We are good now. Let's go ahead. Just let me pull up these stats real quick. I already know there's going to be some trolling in the comment section, so slow down the chat a little bit. Put on just a slow mo mode. It's not a bad slow mo mode, but just to keep the trolling at a minimum because we all know a certain somebody's lurking and got nothing else to do, and pretty much yeah. So let's get into it. Yo, what's up, YouTube? What a great picture. DGP back again with another episode of Patriots. Keep Patriots talk. BZ, it's on slow mode, but it's like every 10 seconds you can type something. It's not slow mode like how Kid had it for 30 seconds. It's only 10 seconds. I mean, you can still comment, but you can't comment like back to back. So yeah, that's and BZ. This is exactly why I put it on slow mode because Kid over here about to start trolling. He in troll mode today, so had to prepare. But yeah, man, this game right here was an ugly win. But I'd rather be lucky and have an ugly win than have what the Steelers had and had a pretty loss. I'd take an ugly win any day of the week. First off, man, if the Patriots are listening, why is Brandon Bolden still on the team? Like, why? I always ask myself this: why is Brandon Bolden still every day be able to get a team? I'm not saying he should be out of the job, but I think this team right now, I feel like it's so rare to see him do something good, something reliable. Today it was like a 3rd and like 8. He catches that pass, it's gone. Like it's easy. It's it's not a touchdown, but it's like a 20-yard game. Drops it. Too busy trying to run a field. Very next play, like I think no, sorry, possession later, we punt the ball off. A great punt by Ryan Allen, pins it at the 6-yard line. Two, and he can't pick it up or hit it out of bounds. This man pushes it forward, and it goes into being a touchback. He had to get challenged, but ended up being a touchback. So that was 14 yards that we lost on special teams. Brandon Bolden had a cut. And another told we need to have Steven Gostowski. I have defended you this whole time, this whole year. Every time you made a mistake, I said, listen, he'll be ready when it comes time to clutch. But I don't know right now. Gostowski, besides the first game, Gostowski, every game you've either missed an extra point or a field goal. What's up, man? That AFC Championship really got you that shook, fam? That missed extra point in the AFC Championship really got you shook. The whole offseason, you were shook. Like, I try to call you the best kicker. And I even try to say, well, he's just having a Justin Tucker year, a down year. Justin Tucker was missing kicks every game. You missed a kick every game. I can't even call you with the best kicker. I can't even call you Adam V. Jr. right now. I can't even give you that junior nickname. You're just Gostowski. As of this season, you're just Gostowski. Come on, man. Like, you've been in the league for 11, 12 years, man. Like, this isn't what we expect. This is what we expect. Nah, he's still better than Crosby. I'll get to a beat. I'll get to that beat on Bartell's Ben. He didn't even cook this game. He only had one reception for 5 yards. But yeah, well, I'm just talking a lot. Let's get into the keys. I said feed the high end. We got to feed Gronk because he's been cooking since Brady's return. And last year when we faced the Patriots, when we faced the Steelers in the season opener, he had 5 receptions, 94 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Since he came back, he had like 271 yards. And in this game, 4 receptions, 93 yards, and a touchdown. He had that 37-yard touchdown. That was huge because our offense got stagnant up to that point. So I said we did feed the high end. We accomplished that key. Now, let's get into the stop Antonio Brown thing. You look at the stats. 7 6, 106 yards. I can't say we stopped him. I really can't say we stopped him. But you know what I can say? Malcolm Butler did do his job. Brown got his, Butler got his. It went back and forth. Last year, Butler was getting cooked last year. I mean, he was playing great coverage, but Antonio Brown was still cooking him. Now, a lot of times, if you look at the stats and when they say Antonio Brown versus Malcolm Butler, Brown and how Butler, they kept throwing that Brown and Butler, and it wasn't that many times. And when he caught it, majority of the time we was in zone and Butler was in like a cover 3 sagging off. So I don't really count those that much, but I give them partial points. So we didn't stop Antonio Brown. He got a 100 yards. What we supposed to do? Brady's a Trump guy, so we know he don't like blacks. Kid, your trolling's at an all-time high. Fall back, sir. Let me go ahead and just move. Comment. Yeah. Brady isn't a Trump guy. You already established that. We're not talking political. We just talking on the football field. Yeah, I with this comment. So it's other Brown. We ain't stopping. That's the key. We ain't comments. Now I did say stay free. By stay free, I mean don't throw any picks. Because I thought we had the fumble situation handled. Yo, Edelman, you my dude, right? You was good today. Nine receptions, 60 yards. Most of them was like for first downs. You look like Slotty Pippen today, somewhat. But ever since that drop, you started out 7 for 7, 7 targets, 7 receptions, and I said, "Wow." I was in the party with my boy Markel. He said, "Man, he potentially can get up there with the record." I said, "I don't know about that. The record's like 20 something." He was like, "He's on pace to get 15." I was like, "Excuse me." I was like, "He on pace to get 15." I was like, maybe. And as soon as he said that, 3rd and 5, dropped the wide open pass. He catches it. That's a 30-yard game right there, easy. Linebacker ain't catch an element, and he drops. And ever since that drop right there, that was the turning point to give the Steelers momentum in that game, because drop pass, bad punt, they score 3 and out, and then bad punt, 3 and out, and then they end up scoring again. Like, it was just there's so many things that were just mistakes. Now, because we expect perfection, and that's where my thing is talking about. We expect perfection, so when we don't see it, I don't say it's not we're panicking, but it's just like this isn't us. Like, this was an ugly win, and to keep it honest, had Ben played this game again, our defensive gameplay would have been different. But let's just say what people always do when they just plug in one player, they don't realize the game plan changes. But Roethlisberger ain't going to the red zone 6 times and only getting a touchdown 1 time and 3 field goals. That's not happening with Roethlisberger. He getting at least 3 touchdowns and maybe a field goal. But our defense is bend over break. So I do got to give our defense credit. Shout out to the defense this game, because they was putting in that work. Let me try to find these red zone statistics, because I know they went in there, I think, like 6-7 times. They got to the red zone, but look at that. Red zone efficiency, they were 1 for 4. 1 for 4. In the red zone. In the red zone. 1 of 4. That's not happening with Ben Roethlisberger. He is getting 2 out of 4. Why is something burning in here? Hold on real quick. Okay, that was weird. Sorry, y'all. It's probably something was burning in my room for no reason. Anyway, yeah. So let's get to the last part. I don't want to spend too long talking. Turnovers. Edelman fumbled on that punt return in the 4th quarter, which made it almost a closer game, because they could have, converted. They were down by 11 at that point. They could have converted, but they was able to recover. Nothing happened. They ended up putting away defense. Again, like I said earlier, played a big role. We had 2 fumbles and lost both of them. So there's that. Chris Hogan on the first play from scrimmage catches first down, fumbles it right there. Okay. That was an iffy call. It was a bang-bang play, but they called fumble on the field. Okay, I'm okay with the call. Edelman. Man. Let's get into the grades. I'll talk about that. Tom Brady, 19 to 26, 222 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Giving him a C-plus performance. That's not Tom Brady. That's an average quarterback right there. We expect more from him. He couldn't do much with the protection, and these guys were just not playing well. So let's move on to the next one. LeGarrette Blount, 24 attempts, 127 yards, 2 TDs. You had James White, who had 2 receptions, 32 yards, and a touchdown. If I look at these running backs, let me look at it a little bit, make sure I didn't miss anything else. Now, if I look at these running backs, I give them an A minus actually, because LeGarrette Blount was the reason in the second half why we were good. Blunt force trauma was in full effect. James White early in the game gave us that spark with that touchdown. And Tom Brady, he also did some running too. I forgot to mention that. He had 5 rushes for 13 yards, and I think 3 of the 5 were for first down. So Brady did the same. So like I said, C plus. And for the running backs, I'm gonna give them an A minus because they were kind of the big difference. Now let's talk about the receiving core. I'm giving them a C minus, bro. I'm sorry, a D plus. And a D plus because of 2 fumbles. One was on special teams, I understand, but still a wide receiver. I'm not having that. I'm not having an Edelman. Chris Hogan, first play, catches it, great, and then he fumbles it. I'm not having that. Edelman was 9 for 6. 9 receptions, 60 yards. Yes, Chris Hogan, 2 receptions, 25 yards. That was it. That's all the receivers caught. All the receivers caught. So 2 wide receivers, caught 11 passes, and 9 of them were Edelman. So it was just the Edelman show. Edelman probably had a C plus. He was for a C plus B minus, but I'm talking about the wide receiver core as a whole. They're gonna get a D plus, fam. I'm not having that. I'm not having it. Tight ends, Gronk, 4 receptions, 93 yards, a touchdown. Bennett, 1 reception, 5 yards. Ain't getting much done. I'm giving them a B minus. Gronkowski did have to score in the second half, but they ain't do much else. So I'm giving them a B minus. Nothing bad. Famous, you already. Wide receiver core shots today. Hey, moving on to let's move on to the defense. Actually, offensive line. I don't even know why I grade the offensive line. It's always trash every time. I'm giving them a D because they play like shit today. This is nothing else. Just the Patriots offensive line, one of the worst in the game, but Tom Brady still finds a way to do something. Get into defense. Defensive line, I'm giving them a F. An F. Yes, an F. Fam. Landry Jones could have sat back there and made fucking a thanks. He could have cooked Thanksgiving for the whole Steelers team. That's how much pressure he has there. Literally, I couldn't believe how much pressure that these guys cannot create. Like, I say we miss Chandler Jones. He wasn't that great of a run stopper. He wasn't that great, like, contract-wise, because we wouldn't be able to get Butler and Collins their extension that they need. But the defensive line, Jabal Sheard, where are you, fam? You had a sack in the fourth quarter. I was about to tweet and congratulate you for finally getting a sack. Jones. It's not Ben Roethlisberger. Not like he big, he like 6'6", and he's known for avoiding tackles. Landry Jones is the backup. They was missing their starting right tackle. Come on, y'all. Really? Fam. Looking like the Jets defense this time. Just defensive line getting no pressure. No pressure at all. Moving on to the linebacking core, Dante Hightower played great. Actually, he played good. I ain't gonna say great. Collins, he played pretty well. I'm gonna give him a B plus. They didn't do nothing too bad. Jamie Collins had 8 tackles. Actually, Hightower only had 4, but it was that impact that they had on the team in terms of coverage and stuff, making them thinking and everything. So I'm gonna give these guys a B plus. They ain't do nothing wrong with me. Third quarter though was kind of suspect because the Steelers took up about 12 minutes of the third quarter. So that's just a side note. But the linebacker core, I don't think they did nothing special. I think they just did their job and they get a B plus for it. Now the secondary. It's going to be a lot of trolling in the comment section from Kid and probably Famous. But Le'Veon Bell, 7 receptions, 68 yards. Most of that was in garbage time when we just let him dink and dunk. So I'll let that slide. Tony Brown, 7 receptions, 106 yards. He just only had that 51-yard play. Malcolm Butler had 6 tackles. He had that pick. Moss and Tony Brown went about even. Chung had 10 tackles. McCourty had 4. I'm just looking at this, and just from the game, I gotta give the cornerbacks a B on this one because Antonio Brown did get over 100 yards. That was a big key. But Malcolm Butler did his thing. Eric Rowe wasn't that bad. I ain't mad at it, but they did let that score to Darius Hayward-Bay, which was just a fire catch in the end zone by by Hayward-Bay, and a fire dot by Landry Jones. So I can't get too mad at them. So I'm gonna give them a B. Nothing wrong. And Steven Gostkowski. Fam. Gostkowski. We're gonna need to have a talk. Because I can't call you GOAT Junior no more. I can't call you the best kicker in the game no more. Besides week 1, which made me thought that you was gonna be straight. I was like, oh, like actually, I didn't even think much of week 1. I was just thinking like, okay, it's whatever. But when you missed that field goal against the Dolphins, and they could have came down, scored, and got a 2-point conversion for them to tie the game, I was like, he made a mistake. Then the next game against the Texans, missed the field goal. Okay. Rough couple weeks, just a couple mistakes. He'll get it right. Buffalo, missed another field goal. Sorry, Texas was extra point. Buffalo, missed the field goal. Okay, get a little worried. Cleveland, missed the extra point. At that point, I was just like, bruh, this ain't looking good. Missed a kick last week, missed another one this week. So you're telling me that 5 games in a row, you're going to miss at least a kick or an extra point. So you're telling me every game this year, you're going to miss a kick or an extra point. Really? Okay. All right, Gostkowski. You know how this works. You know how we work in this for the Patriots. If you can't get it right, and I mean, I just hope that when we go to the playoffs, Gostkowski can get that opportunity to prove me wrong and shut me up and prove all these other people wrong that, hey, you still are that dude. As of right now, I don't have the facts to back it up because statistically, you're one of the worst kickers in the NFL this year, statistically. But I'm not going to give you a pass anymore because of your track record. I'm going to give you a pass in the playoffs because I'm going to be like, regular season, it's washed away. But I'm going to give you help for it now, but I still trust you as my kicker. But I'm going to need you just to get better. So, yeah, it's pretty much it. This team played like shit today. Your standards, they played like shit. Wasn't perfection. That's all we expect. I mean, we expect us to not do this bullshit stuff. And I see Kid and Beezy and I'm talking about I'm panicking. I'm not panicking. It's just that as a Patriot fan, as a what we're supposed to do, this isn't perfection. And where's it a guilt trip deal for? Still 5-1. So let's get it back next week. Ain't too worried about this, but I felt like this was a game that we needed. Again, I said in my keys video, I said this is a trap game. I said because this is the game where you're supposed to win. You're supposed to blow them up by 30 points, and you end up only winning by 11. I knew this was a trap game from the beginning. Hope that on next week when we go to face Buffalo again, and again, remember, we played Buffalo week 4. Brady wasn't there. This is week 7. Brady's back. We got 3 weeks to turn it around. Buffalo that just lost today. Shady is hurt. Information on that when I make my keys video this week. But let's go next week. We got some motivation now. Kick their ass. And yeah, man, we're gonna need to get a better protection. And man, I'm telling you. Next week, I think we'll play a lot better. I think we'll play a lot better next. And then after that, I'm not trying to look too far ahead, but we got Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks. It's in New England. Sunday Night Football against the Seahawks. That's a game I'm worried about. But I'll talk more on it when I get there. We're going to take it 1 week at a time. Hashtag on to Buffalo. And if there's any other questions in the chat, not trolling wise, if there are any real questions, I will stay for like a couple more minutes. But if it's just a bunch of trolls, I'll just go ahead and hop offline and finish this paper. So, kid, we got the Seahawks in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Bro, what the hell? I got 20 plus messages in my phone. Jesus Christ. Yeah. When do you know famous? Russell Wilson ain't hurt. Yeah, when did y'all both know that about Russell Wilson? Hey, let me know what we gotta do to beat Russell Wilson. Ah, shit. Well, we'll just watch the film. Are we winning the Super Bowl? Of course we do. I ain't saying we're not winning the Super Bowl because we play like shit today. In the words of a wise man named Kid the Gamer, be like that sometimes, man. Sometimes you just play like shit. But again, an ugly. When will Jimmy G start? Shit, I don't know. Whenever somebody give us a couple first round picks for him, probably. But yeah, gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat. Tonight. But yeah, I mean we just play like shit. We'll get better. We'll get better next time. And feel like we'll be all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. Let y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday night. We'll see, famous. It's in 2 weeks. We'll see. But all right, y'all. Catch y'all later.